So looking at the Irish squad in front of you, the starting lineup for this match: goalkeeper is Shoshna Berman, goal defence is Tal Sejev, wing defence is Aitan Mayan, centre is Laro Krasnostine, wing attack is Tracy Powen, goal attack is Nomi Kumar, and goal shooter is Slil Kubchik. So that's the Israeli team. Let's take a look at the Republic of Ireland team. I have a funny feeling I might have got that the wrong way around there. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Republic of Ireland team. Starting for them this afternoon, goalkeeper Kate Birmingham, goal defence Genevieve Slater, wing defence Kirsty Owens, centre Tanya Rosser, wing attack Alice Higginbottom, goal attack Chris Tuataga, and the goal shooter, of course, is Jan Hines. So those are your team lineups for the start of this match, the fifth and penultimate match in today's play. Ireland will get us starting, shooting from right to left. And instantly penalised, allowing Israel the chance to take this turnover ball. T, from what you've watched today of Ireland, they were quite comfortable against Gibraltar. What are you expecting from today's match?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting because Israel are just a group of really hard workers, but they don't have the experience of the Ireland team. So I would expect Ireland will get on top quite early. But like I said, they're workers, the Israelis, and they just keep going.
So Ireland do take the lead with the first goal of the game. One of the features, T, I felt of that Gibraltar game was the dominance of Genevieve Slater, in particular at goal defence.
Yeah,
the Australian-born Slater, who was quite dominant in that first game, both at goal defence and then laterally as goalkeeper.
Yeah, they've got height in their defence end, and I think some of these teams don't have a lot of height in the shooting end. So anyone with a little bit of height is going to have the upper hand.
So Ireland taking advantage of these early opportunities, and Jan Hines, who we've seen so much, thumbs up, tongue out. She's always brings a lot of personality to her performances, Jan Hines, and real stalwart of this Irish team. Nomi Komar with the first chance for Israel. And, Genevieve Slater just jumping in a little bit closely there.
I love the way the Israelis celebrate everything. It's like every goal is so precious, and it obviously is, but you know, they get right, they cheer loudly.
Yes, we noticed that earlier on. It was great to see, and they really not just even the goals, but a great interception, or a defensive block, and yeah, they take those moments because all of those moments will mean something on a development pathway.
Yeah.
So Israel again, Krasnostine with the ball, just stumbles unfortunately, and that allows Slater to intercept, and Slater again playing with a big smile on her face. It's sort of a half smile, half grimace. Never quite sure whether she's pleased with what she's just done. I think most of the time she is, because she seems to do it quite well. So.
Some of these players are playing in the, for Ireland, are actually playing in England's Premier League. So, you know, the goal shooter plays for Grangetown, which is in the second Premier 2. So they're getting good experience and a good exposure. And I think when you think of the gameplay that they would get in comparison to Israel, you would expect them to have the higher level of skill.
Absolutely. So Israel ball on the far side. Ireland with early 5-1 lead.
And that's great. That's great vision from Israel. You know, like the it's sometimes you get tunnel vision when you can't see anyone, but they're looking, they're keeping their vision open, and that was a good pass into the pocket. However, it didn't come off.
Jan Hines now will have the opportunity to extend Ireland's lead, which she does. Krasnostino will get us back underway. He's backwards to Mayan, Atan Mayan. And looking at a rather ambitious ball, I would say, from Tal Sejev. Possibly an equally ambitious ball from Birmingham going in the opposite direction. So honours even there, and Israel will resume. It's a good ball cross court into Tracy Powen. Israel will retain possession. Komar will probably take this on. And great technique.
She's a bit of a character, isn't she? I mean,
Kumar, yes.
She just has enthusiasm in everything she does.
Yeah, Naomi Kumar certainly impressed in Israel's first game of the day. She definitely puts everything into her performances, and quite a graceful shooter of the ball as well, actually. It's a lovely arc. Genevieve Slater starts this move off again, gets it into Chris Tuataga. We'll have an opportunity to bring it back out to Tanya Rosser, who I'm led to believe played rugby for Ireland as well, more than 50 times.
Oh, the centre.
Yeah. 3 World Cups apparently.
Wow. That was a lovely play through the court, just 3 passes to get it into the shooting circle, and it should have been finished off by the goal shooter, but you know, something doesn't happen for one team and it opens it up for the other.
Yeah, a little rush of adrenaline there for Jan Hines, uncharacteristically far away from the net. She's normally more accurate than that. Genevieve Slater just missing out, and that creates a space for Naomi Kumar in the circle, and she holds it. And she's delighted with that. Great reaction. A player that wants the ball. Can she take the rebound? Not quite. Just a look there, T in the replay at that reaction again. To the goal.
Absolutely. I mean, there's some good plays, you know, happening, good straight lines through the court. The ball's being released really quickly. It's just the finish at the moment. Putting that goal in the hoop has to be a priority for these shooters in the Ireland team.
A couple of moments of scrappiness there from Ireland, tidied up by Chris Tuataga, and she plays it long and direct into the circle for Jan Hines, and again just over the top, and there's a sort of look of bewilderment on Jan Hines' face as if she can't quite understand why this is happening to her all of a sudden.
She's got to sit right and make sure she's pushing upward rather than at the ball, so it's going right over the top of the hoop. I mean, that's something probably, you know, the score hasn't gone as, you know, big as what she would have expected, and so there's a bit of pressure on.
Just a reminder to you, if you're watching out there somewhere in the world, please do get in touch and let us know where you are, whether you're enjoying today's coverage, what you think of today's performances, who's stood out for you, whose individual performances have stood out for you, whose team performances have stood out. We're delighted to hear from you. Any questions for T? I'm sure she would be delighted to answer them as well. As long as they're not really, really difficult ones. Or political ones, let's not. But with the Super League season just coming to an end, I'm sure there's plenty that you'd like to ask her. So if you have a question, fire it in. We're here for approximately the next hour. That shot just drifting to the left of the net. Comer will have a second go at it. She's shooting accuracy is pretty good in this match so far, T.
Yep, no, she's
getting the opportunities and taking them.
Getting them nice underneath the post as well. They're just not able to get the ball secured through the court, and that's letting them down.
Jan Hines just not able to keep her balance there and penalised for footwork, but Israel can't capitalise on the turnover ball.
It's just a timing thing with them coming through the court. They're either there too soon or they're there too late, which runs the ball quite wide. But both teams really need to not have so many errors.
Jan Hines opts to go back to Slater and back in again to Alice Higginbottom. And back to Jan Hines, and again, I think she knows she just about got that wrong again, but this time it just hits the back rim and drops down for her. Maybe that'll just give her the concentration to get back into, confidence to get back in the groove. And there you go, no tightness about that shot at all, much more easy looking shot from Jan Hines, no pressure, and Ireland extend their lead to 15-4.
It would be great with the height of the shooters if they sit in front rather than went behind, because that's what the taller defenders are looking for, and maybe bring it in low rather than trying to go over the top.
Another opportunity for Ireland, and
much better finish.
Jan Hines just getting back into the swing of things. Comer gets away with that one. Fighting hard for that one as well. But unfairly. And Ireland will come away. Slater with that.
Nice movement, passage of play coming through the court by Ireland. Really good, great first, second release. So, you know, that shows a confidence that they've got within their group to know where the other player is going to be.
So at the second time of asking, Tuataga sinks that one, and Ireland can use this restart to come straight back into the circle, and Jan Hines makes no mistake. And those are easy points for Ireland at the moment. They're not wasting any time getting back into the circle from the restart. Crosnestein just almost running out of time. Tracy Pound there really not with no options.
Yeah, I think I know that I can see the strategy they're trying to use, but they're with a screen for the goal shooter and the goal attack holding in there for Israel, but it's not working, and so they really need to look at other options because it's not getting in. Whereas Northern Ireland, 3 passes and the ball's in the goal, you know, and that's what you want.
So some time now since Israel has scored a goal. It's a good pass from Komar, and Crosnestein finds one over the top,
and that was really patient from them. You know, they really worked the ball. That was 6 passes to get it into the goal. Not as efficient, but definitely got there in the end and finished off with a goal.
Goal for Kupchik. Good play in response by Ireland, coming back down. The square pass across the circle, just opening up a space for Chris Tuataga to exploit in the circle. Just a loose pass there from Tracy Pound brings the quarter to an end. So a profitable one for Ireland. They lead at the interval 22-5.
Be interesting to see if they, you know, what changes the team coaches make. Probably Ireland would be thinking that they're okay and they want to tidy up what's happening on court so that team will stay on. Or she might say, well, it's a big score, it's time for me to put some of my bench on, so there's a choice there.
Well, let's have a listen to what Joan Young's got to say. She's down in the team huddle.
Louise, you're going to goal shooter, right? Those, listen up, those are significant changes in terms of 3 per quarter, all right? So again, let's get involved early, let's play the percentage stuff onto the edge. You're all hanging in the back space because you think, oh, do you know what, we'll just have an easy over the ball ball. Do the work, ladies, do the work to get the ball safely to where it needs to be. Last 5 minutes, absolutely excellent. But it took 10 minutes for us to get to that point, okay? So let's go for it. Come on, get in.
So Joan Young there, just reiterating to the players how good that last 5 minutes was for them. And I suppose in her position at the moment, it's just a case of saying, you know, more of the same, maybe cut out some of the silly errors. She's saying, you know, play the percentages there.
Yeah, she's made some changes to her side, so she sees that score as opportunity for her to play different players, which I think is great. You want to get, in a tournament like this where you're playing a number of games, you want to share the load. Because she's got some big games coming up ahead when you look at Grenada and USA, and you know, so she needs to look at that and use the opportunity to get some fresh legs on.
Certainly it looks as if Jan Hines is going to be taking a rest, and I suspect also Alice Higginbottom as well by the looks of things. We'll see who else has changed, and we'll get confirmation of those changes as soon as they're ferried up to us. Let's have a look at the Israeli bench. I don't know what we can hear from the Israeli bench, but we might be able to hear the coach Lara with us now.
We need one person, this is for everyone, we need one person going towards the ball at any one time. We don't need more than one, especially not if they're going into the same space, but one person take it upon themselves to drive towards the ball. So if that means that you have to clear out a little earlier than you would normally think about moving for the ball, to give you then the time and space to move forward, do it. What I don't want is anybody standing in a space half going for the ball. Either you're going forward, or you're going back, or you're clearing out. And each one of those things you do 100%.
Oh yeah, to go over.
And for you, like to come out yourself? Yeah.
So Lara with us there, just talking about making more of the space, looking for someone to drive to the ball and not hang back. You're either going for it or you're not. Don't get caught in no man's land. Nothing particular about strategy there for combating this additional height of the Ireland defence. We'll get those substitutions in a second. I'm looking with eagle eye for our runner to bring us up a notification of those changes. No sign yet, but we'll bring them to you when they come. Krista Tanga is still on at goal attack. There she is.
I think Israel's strategy of driving into the ball is fine if they start in the front, but they're running from behind, which gives the defender that advantage to, you know, make it hard for them, and their timing is not quite there. So, you know, they've got the strategy is the right one.
Looks like Sasha Shipway, I think, is on at wing attack now for Ireland.
Just taking her eye off the ball, the centre, and lost it for Israel.
And here's a confirmation of those changes now. So we'll start with the Ireland team. Jane Jeffries comes into wing defence to replace Kirsty Owens. And Louise O'Hara has gone in as goal shooter, and as I suggested, Sasha Shipways has come on at wing attack. And for Israel, Sivan Nakshon has replaced Berman as goalkeeper. Talia Sterman on at wing attack, and Khani Stozel comes in at centre. So those are the changes for both teams. I'll try and keep reminding myself of those as we go.
The last few turnovers have been due to poor footwork or off-balance passing, and I think for the changes that have come on, they need to just, you know, make sure that the basics of the game are done well.
So a reminder to you that you can contact us via Twitter, hashtag NEOpen16. If you want to tell us anything, give us your thoughts on how your team is performing, or how you feel other people's teams are performing. Entirely up to you.
That was a good challenge actually by the defender. It's just unfortunate that the contact was made by the goalkeeper for Israel.
Great photo from the USA team bus posted on their Facebook page earlier on. A big group selfie after their win. A fine start they've had to this competition, winning both their matches against Malta and Switzerland. Good day's work for them. They can go home and have a well-earned rest. Long shot there by Nora Kumar. Not much else on for her. And Israel without a goal yet in this quarter, and Ireland just quietly extending the lead. And that's good play by Tuataga to keep that ball alive as she overbalanced and tipped out of play. Results in another goal to Ireland. O'Hara and Shipways linking up and just penalised for footwork there. Again, a shortage of options there for the centre. Stozel to really, you know, find an outlet. Let's see if she can do better now. She does get the outlet only as far as Talia Sterman now throws wildly out of play. It's just proving difficult for Israel to find any kind of rhythm at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's little things, but they're actually compounded by the fact that they're not able to finish anything off, and so footwork and passing and making ground through the court is costing them, and all Ireland are doing is getting in front and over the ball and forcing them to make passes they don't want to make, and they're picking off the ball. So it's hard work for the Israelis to get the ball down the court.
Another move breaks down for Israel, and Ireland can come again. Tuataga, and it's come across to Shipways and into O'Hara and back to Tuataga, who started the move and finishes it.
And I mean, she's got a pivotal role in the Ireland side. She kind of steadies the ship and finishes everything off, and I think she's got good vision on the court, so impressed with her in this match.
She's been the driving force behind the team. Kumar now, first point of the quarter for Israel, takes the score to 29-6. Good play there by Tanya Rosser to create that opportunity for Ireland. We move on to 30, and that's just sloppy there from Israel. Rosser with a chance to feed it into the circle again. And Tuataga back to O'Hara, and O'Hara, who was a little bit wayward in the first game, didn't quite find her range. Making more of an impact in this match.
The ball's getting too easily to the circle edge, and so once you're there, the feeding options open up, and no one can stand in front of you. So for Israel, they really need to look at stemming the flow.
Ireland move on to 32. Ball to the feet of Tuataga. He makes no mistake.
It's good play by the goal attack, Tuanga. It's a good feed into the circle for Ireland. They're running away with it a little bit now.
Yes, Israel have not responded in quite some time now, and Ireland really with free rein to amass points. Tuatagi will keep that one in. Can't convert, but just sheer height advantage of O'Hara there will give her the opportunity. And I dare say another one. Fourth time lucky? Yes, there we go. Fourth time lucky. Runs down the clock just a little bit more. We're into the last 20 or so seconds of this half. Ireland maybe just with time for one more break. It looks likely. Indeed it is. Tuatagi underneath the net, and a very simple goal for Ireland will bring this half to an end. And there's the hooter, and at the half-time mark, Ireland lead Israel by 41 points to 6. And unfortunately to you there in that quarter in particular, not a lot for the Israelis to cheer.
No, and I think for them it's become a bit of a grind now. And I think they need to go back to the drawing board and set some really simple goals going into the next quarter. You know, it might not be to win the quarter, but it might be to achieve so many goals, and I think that's realistic for them at this stage.
Naomi Kumar just talking to our camera there. We're not listening to her at the moment, but we can go down and hear what the Israeli coaches and team have to say at half-time.
No, heads up. Okay. Sorry.
אז ווינג דפנס, אני לא מצליחה לצאת, they're blocking me both of them.
נראה לי כן, אנחנו נצא יותר.
נראה לי ווינג דפנס in the center third, we can't do it, so wing defense.
Okay. So what's going on is that, especially on the center passes, you're being doubled up. Okay. What you have to do is step back. Drop back behind the line, work together, work off each other. Okay, that's one option. The other option is they've got you in a triangle. So it's like you're here and you look up and you just see a wall. Okay? Come around the back, draw two players out, and you come back. Okay? Whatever you do, don't try push through. If you try and push through, you're getting stuck, you're getting frustrated, and you'll probably get called up for contact at some point.
Okay.
Okay?
Just
so
go behind and go like left.
And try to both of them. You've got options. So number one, start behind the line. If they're still there, then draw them around to the back, draw them around like to the side. Yeah. Draw them around to the side. Number three, one time stand there and just look at them.
What?
Stand there and just look at them. But that means you've got to come out.
But the center will pick up on you.
No, the center's on her.
She's in the middle.
Huh? They're double marking on her. So you're going to take them over to the side. See, next time they'll give up on you. Then you'll come out. Lots more movement, lots more. You're getting stuck and then almost going like offer, didn't work. Offer, re-offer, make a space, because even if you're offering and you're not getting the ball, you're making a space for someone else. Okay?
That energy and that speed that you have to cut inside and try to bring it.
לא קשה. זה הרבה יותר צנועה.
כן, נכון, זה מה שהתחלנו.
So the Israeli coaches there, T, talking about trying to draw. Sorry, you've come with half a biscuit left in my mouth. Trying to draw the Irish attackers towards them out of position, thereby, I suppose, in theory, creating more space in the middle of the park. You buy that?
Wouldn't be the strategy I would use. I think they're small, and so they really need to get in front of the players that they're playing against, because one thing tall defenders don't like is chasing little people, and so you want to get a bit of speed in there, and if they're in front, the defenders have got to come round to take the ball if you can hold that space in front. once you get the ball and you turn around and look at the goal, they've got to go back 3 feet. But if you're just going side to side and waiting for the lifted ball, you're actually playing into their hands. So I understand what the coach is wanting. I'm not quite sure whether that is being the understanding of the team and on court. So it'll be interesting to see whether they grasp what she's wanting them to do in this next quarter, because it's going to blow out. It could be a 80-plus score in this game.
Yeah, it's certainly looking that way at the moment. If Ireland keep their pedal to the metal, it does look like there are going to be some changes in the Israel team, and we'll await those patiently. Jan Hines enjoying a well-earned rest, while some of the other Ireland players discuss strategies. Sasha Shipway's there on the left of your picture, and looks like there's going to be a change at centre as well for Ireland, with Rosser going off, and gingerly someone is making their way along a collapsed row of seats at the back of the stand to pass me the changes. Indeed, there is a change that in the centre of your picture is Trish Fanning, who's come on for Rosser, Tanya Rosser. So that's going to be one of the changes for Ireland. And then up front, we can expect to see Tuatagi go off. And O'Hara will drop back to goal attack, and that's going to give space up front for Sarah Joyce to join the team as goal shooter. You can just see her there fixing her hair at the top of your screen with the white hairband. So there is your attacking quartet for Ireland for certainly the next quarter, if not the next half, and a couple of changes for Israel as well.
I really think that they've got a little bit of youth on the court for Ireland, which I think is great for them going into playoffs and so on. So, it'll be interesting to see how that combo, whether it keeps ticking along with the changes.
So Shoshana Berman is back on as goalkeeper. Aitan's taking a break on the bench, and coming on in her place at wing defence will be Mikael Lieberman. And of course, Simon Maxson also taking a break as well since Berman's coming back on. So just the two changes for Israel. They're rotating their goalkeeper, so the first quarter goalkeeper is back on now. And we haven't seen much of Lieberman at all either in this game or the previous one, so we'll look forward to that. So those are the changes going into the second half. An awful lot of work for Israel to do to avoid the score escalating exponentially.
I do think the goalkeeper for Israel is the stronger of their defenders, and she had the task of going against the Grenada very tall goal shooter Timi Kato, and she worked hard. It was always going to be one of those hard things, but it'll be interesting. She's up against someone about her same height.
So in possibly the only part of the court where there is no height disadvantage for the Israel team is that goalkeeper goal shooter match off in the Israel defence. So we'll keep a close eye on that one. Here come Ireland. Ball's popped back out to Fanning, who's just joined us in this quarter. And good rebound taken there.
Just a little bit of a more oomph in that shot, and it may have got there.
Good work by Tal Sejev at the back for Israel. That's
Great pass.
Great pass by Shipways into the centre. The ball just bobbles its way over the net, and again Sejev picks it up, and Sejev will play it out to Lieberman. Lieberman has it again in the centre third, and again. But then just, you know, an unforced error, and it just breaks down the momentum of the move, and Ireland have the chance to come back. Lieberman does well to win it. And here's Lieberman again, making an impact in this quarter so far.
They need to keep the passes down quite flat. I suppose that's quite difficult where the players are running, but I think you know, Ireland are very rangy in the shooting, in the defensive end, so anything lifted they're going to have a go for.
So that'll be Israel's ball. And Berman can start the move off for Israel. Here's Lieberman again. And back to Berman. That's just asking a little bit much of Lieberman. Tal Sejev with a misplaced pass, and all of a sudden Ireland find a little bit of space for O'Hara. She's overshot that by some distance there, actually.
So it's taking a little bit of time for the combination, the shooting combination to settle, and there's a little bit of inexperience seen. So this is a great opportunity to get them on court and see what they can do in this kind of environment.
Berman doing her best there at the back to intercept that, but she can only deflect it into O'Hara's path, and Shipway's trying to move the ball quickly into the circle, but Sarah Joyce unable to take advantage of that. Pass just a fraction in front of her. Lieberman quite clear where she wants that ball, and she's been quite sharp since she came on, the wing defender for Israel.
Yes, I mean, she adds a bit more energy into the mix. But if you now where Kumar is now was the where she was, which was in front, was a better place. And when she drives hard for the ball, she actually does a good job. The only dilemma is that she starts from behind, so if she can change it up a little bit, maybe they'd get it into the circle a little bit more.
O'Hara does well to claim that from Sejev. Berman making herself as tall as possible, but Ireland extend their lead. A low scoring quarter so far. Here's Lieberman again, and again makes herself available and moves the ball quickly forward, but that's a careless pass, unfortunately, by Sterman. Ireland are forward again inside the circle. Good split there from Sarah Joyce, and has allowed another crack at this. Oh, and she's missed it. Louise O'Hara should make sure, and does. From range this time for O'Hara, misses out. Maybe Joyce can make amends now, and does. They are getting a lot of opportunities to make mistakes and still gather points here, Ireland.
Yeah, I think they Israel get turnover ball, but then they let it go. So, you know, that's hard when you need to get the ball in to have some shots and so on. And there is a definite height deficit for Israel. there. They seem to have set moves on a screen, and they're not quite sure how to get round the height.
It should be an Israel ball. It is, just coming off the goalkeeper last. And asking way too much of possibly the shortest player on the pitch, on the court. Centre Sterman. And here's Lieberman again, and finds a good ball, and Israel moving the ball about, but look how hard Irish goalkeeper Kate Birmingham's working to stop Kumar getting round the front of her. She's going to have to take the shot, and that's well defended by Slater, and you can see the height disadvantage in its purest form right there.
Great sportsmanship though. She turns around, she's not happy with herself, the goal attack for Israel, but she shakes the hand of the goal defence to say it was a good intercept.
Well done. Yes. Nomi Kumar, I think, will definitely take a lot of people to, will be taken to a lot of people's hearts watching this. She plays with a fantastic spirit. O'Hara just unable to stop the ball from coming out. Again, Israel come away. Can they make something of this? That's a kick. And Genevieve Slater doesn't look overly thrilled with that decision. An accidental trip, I think. That's a good ball in, just found some space with Genevieve Slater out of the game. It created that little bit of space in the circle, and Israel just exploiting that to good effect. And it's been a long time now. I can't count the number of minutes since a point for Israel, but that one is received by a big cheer around the hall.
Probably about 8 minutes.
There was a match last year, I think it was the England-Scotland game. I can't remember. And Scotland went 21 minutes, I think.
Without scoring a goal.
There was, it was not without creating opportunities, they just got the yips or something happened. It was a long time. Maybe it wasn't 20, can it have been 21 minutes, can it? Maybe it was.
That's a quarter, over a quarter.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely, they went certainly an entire quarter with it.
Oh, wow.
But it can happen.
Absolutely. And that's a great intercept.
Great read by Tal Sejev there. And finds Sterman, and Sterman finds Kumar. Can Kumar find the net? Yes, she can, and look at that celebration. An almost spontaneous applause from everybody in the hall. Great move by Israel. Still working hard, Sterman looking for a space, asking quite a lot. Slater's such a tall, strong presence in that circle, and she wants to be. Sterman again. Stozel, sorry, at centre, not Sterman. Sterman at wing attack. But a basketball being played in the circle there. And, that ball by Fanning clearing everybody out of play, so Israel can come out again. And there's Stozel. My apologies to her, not Sterman, Stozel.
I mean, they're being very patient in this quarter and making themselves available for that forward ball, which is great. That's drawn the contact by the goalkeeper, and this is where they get that 2-on-1 situation.
So they have to make the most of this.
Yes.
That shot, unfortunately,
Oh, and they've got it back.
well short, but they have won it back, and this time no mistakes.
And they've got the restart.
So into double figures, 10 for Israel as we approach, well, we're into, in fact, the last 3 minutes of the game. Israel working very hard to keep that ball in play on the sideline a moment ago. It hasn't worked to their advantage as O'Hara sinks that one, and Ireland get a goal back. 48-10 now, 2.5 minutes to go in the quarter.
That's well taken by, look at her, the energy that she has. You know, she's just playing a good, hard, honest game, and she might be, you know, vertically challenged, but she's giving everything, you know, she has, and I think you can't knock a player that's prepared to give everything in a match.
You can't ask any more than that.
Absolutely.
She's just indicating to her teammate, just putting her fingers together to suggest just fine margins, sometimes just little margins, and they do make the difference. Now here is Sterman and Stozel working it together around the edge of the circle, and Comer just a little off balance there with that shot, and she knows it, she gets the shout from the bench. You can hear her response and feel her response even from the back of the stand. Good rebound taken by the goalkeeper, Berman.
The scoring has slowed up in this quarter, which has been an been great for Israel. They've been able to, you know, reduce what possibly would have been the margin. However, if you know, Ireland decide that they want to put some of their more experienced players on, that might change in the next quarter. I'd like to think that they keep the. There's no reason for them to put their other players on. I'd like to think that they will stick with it and give them that half-game experience.
Well, the score, in fact, in this
well done.
quarter. Oh, it's like she won the World Cup there in the dying seconds. We've still got another quarter to go, Naomi. We've still got another quarter to go. Still, big handshakes and congratulations all around. They're delighted with that quarter. Well, they should be. The score in that quarter was only 8-5 to Ireland.
Yeah.
So, you know, huge difference and really a much better quarter for Israel. What do you put that down to?
I think they've changed their shooting line. They've got less experienced shooting line on the court, and their accuracy wasn't as high as what it had been in previous quarters. Be interesting to see what the coach does this quarter. And I can see some bibs coming off, so she wasn't happy with the scoring effort of the team in that quarter, so I'd say she'd be putting her experienced ones back on again.
Well, let's have a listen in to hear what Joan Young has to say.
Receive it. I I don't want somebody looking, then looking away, then throwing a ball. All right? So the ball gets to the person you're passing to at the time you do it. Right? So if I look at you and I look away, I'm not then going to put the ball straight in there. Does everybody understand that? So let's get some discipline back into what you're doing. Let's control the play and let's get the ball in. You were lucky to win that third. All right? So get back out there and do it the way you know it's meant to be done. All right, let's go.
There's nothing in it. Don't use it all. I said no. Chris, it's okay. You say don't. You can have it. Yeah.
Jumping at them as well, like if they're passing the ball. Really nice drive there. Really nice. There's no time in left and everything.
So some stern words there from Joan Young for her team. Not good enough. Should have been a lot stronger than that. They need to go back to what they learned in practice and implement that in this final quarter. Do you think there was I know obviously they made some changes, but Israel made some changes that arguably had a positive impact on their team there. Berman was very good, did well goalkeeping, and Lieberman's brought some liveliness to the centre third as well. Was it changes that unsettled Ireland's rhythm there, or were they maybe just a bit complacent?
Sometimes when you get ball, the energy transfers down the court and you see some really positive things happen down there. And I think the ball came through the court really well. It got down into the shooting end. They let it go into the space. There were no changes in Ireland's defensive end yet. The Israel shooters had more opportunities and they took them. So, you know, I think, yes, the changes, it'll be interesting to see what the changes in this quarter make, because I think Israel have had a bit of a lift in confidence.
Well, keeping track of changes in this, I was going to say 20th century way of doing it, but it's almost a 19th century way of doing it. Right, let's see where we are. So, changes then for Ireland. Genevieve Slater will move back to goalkeeper. Kirsty Owens will come back on goal defence. We're going to see Jan Hines back on at goal shooter, so that's a statement of intent in itself. And Kate Birmingham, who was goalkeeper, is going to move to wing defence. So those are the changes for Ireland. And then the changes for Israel. We'll see Krasnostine back on at centre, and Tracy Powen back on at wing attack, and Sterman and Stozel, who were very busy in that quarter, have been benched for the final quarter. So we will see Krasnostine at centre and Powen at wing attack, replacing Sterman and Stozel. So maybe just thinking that problem for Stozel, Hani Stozel in the centre there was the obvious height disadvantage. She's comfortably the shortest person on the court. Krasnostine with the blonde hair obviously has a greater height advantage, so we'll see if that counts for anything in this quarter.
Well, already Ireland, you know, have scored 2 goals and they're starting to pull ahead again. So
Ireland off to a bright start in this final quarter. And 4 goals added now already just in this first minute and 40 seconds of the quarter. That's a good ball forward, plenty of space in the circle. The 2 Irish defenders completely abandoning their posts there, but that's a poor shot and an opportunity wasted for Israel.
Yeah, the experience of the goal shooter for Ireland was great. That was a great pass into the Irish goal attack. Set up underneath the post, so definitely more flow into the attack end.
Just been handed a bundle of paper with notes for the next match. And as you can see, I am now surrounded by bundles of paper. I seem to have accumulated a small forest worth of paper over the course of today, along with my bananas and Haribo and no cake. Another point, another goal for Ireland. And the pattern of this quarter, very much the pattern of the second quarter at the moment, with Ireland with their game faces back on. Jan Hines back leading the attack in deadly form. We can
I think what it did say was that, you know, Israel can have a go at, when you look at the experience of the Irish, they've had a lot higher competition, but when you put on perhaps your less experienced one, Israel can have a go at them, and I think that's probably where Israel's at. Their experience isn't high enough, but they're going to learn a lot from this. I'm not sure whether the change at wing attack was warranted. I thought that was actually going all right, and so with, you know, not getting off the line is criminal when you're wanting to attack through the court. So, but I agree with you, the centre's height probably is one of the reasons why she has been placed in there.
Yes, the attacking combinations did seem to be working in that last quarter. Good play from Ireland, very quick passing. Jan Hines applauds the movement of the team. Ireland move on to 60, and Israel finding it difficult just to get a foothold in this quarter at the moment. Ball back out to Shipways and back into Hines, and that's good play again from Ireland.
Great pass. That's great vision into the circle. Hope she finishes it off, which is great. Takes the applause from the crowd.
Absolutely, she's learning how to milk this and get people on their side.
Definitely.
A born showman, I think, or showwoman, I should say. O'Hara responds for Ireland.
I think the centre for Ireland's come on and opened up the court a little bit. I do like the way she flows through the court. So that's a good thing.
Trish Fanning. Yeah, Trish Fanning He's been in the Irish setup for a number of years now. Missed the Europeans with a torn ACL, nasty injury for any athlete. She's been playing now with Ireland for 4 years and has 22 caps for her country. That's a good ball in by Jan Hines. And well read by O'Hara, who just tips the ball over the top and into the net, and Ireland just a little relentless at the moment, I would say.
Well, I would have predicted, you know, close to 80, but that third quarter slowed them up a bit, and they are now picking up on a momentum. It'll be interesting to see whether they catch up and can power on for the last 6 or so minutes.
Sergeyev out to Krasnostein, and Kumar battles hard to win that, and managed to find the ball.
Good for her. She finishes off that shot.
Well
Goal
done,
defence,
Sergeyev
yeah,
finds Powen,
another. Well left.
Powen now on the far sideline. A lofted ball, and that never really stood a chance of reaching Krasnostein. Genevieve Slater steps in. She's still standing, hands on hips, legs shoulder width apart, watching the action develop at the other end. Krasnostein intercepts, and that'll be an Irish ball at the side. Shipley's just getting the better of Lieberman there and opening up the space to find Jan Hines in the centre. As we wind our way towards the last 5 minutes, Kumar just trying to find Powen, but miscontrolled the ball. Israel have it back, however. And it's deflected back off Owens to Kumar, who makes a good attempt at getting it back before Pounds is penalised. There's Jan Hines again on the edge of the circle and back to Fanning, and then creates a yard of space for herself.
She's got to really concentrate on finishing off those shots first time
First time.
round, because to be fair, the games going forward will get tougher.
Well, thinking
And that is the
specifically,
third intercept by that Goldie, and it, you know, quite impressive really.
disappointing shot, but Kumar tidies up. Good ball into the circle. Thumbs up from Jan Hines. She appreciated it.
Being a shooter myself, I know that I always liked when a ball came in really well, made you shoot set better. So the thumbs up would have been something I would have probably done as well with that ball.
Yeah, you got a lot of feedback from Jan Hines as a teammate, I think. She's quick to note her appreciation of your efforts. Lieberman with a pass forward to Kumar, and out to Powen and back into Kumar. It's going to say from distance, but Genevieve Slater's penalised, and it was almost just a little bit of a tired. Just a tired arm slightly there from Nomi Kumar and goal attack.
I would have probably had a go. It was stepping in a little bit closer, and then it wasn't so far. But she backed herself, which was really good.
Just walking down the front of the spectator seating at the moment is the Grenadian team in their bright yellow, green and red tracksuits, ready for the last match of the day, their match against Gibraltar, which is coming up at 7 o'clock in about 45 minutes time. We're into the last 2 minutes of this match between Israel and Ireland. A match that Ireland have dominated, but as with the previous match for Israel, a match that Israel will no doubt take many positives from. The performance of Tal Sejev in this second half in particular has been impressive, as T pointed out. The performance certainly in that third quarter, combinations between Lieberman and Sterman and Stozel to set up the opportunities for Kumar. There were positives that they could take. Here's Lieberman with a long ball towards Kumar. Well picked out, actually. And
Great.
oh, it's just rushed the shot. Krosestein finding Kumar right underneath the net. Great pass into the circle, and just rushed her shot ever so slightly. And maybe just a sign of mental fatigue at this late stage. The accuracy just has just gone a little bit from her shooting. Into the last minute. Ireland on the attack again. They're into the 70s. They'll be pleased with that.
Yeah, I would have thought, 85. That third quarter cost them probably. They didn't score as much as what they could have, and
Fanning
that's
finds
a great,
O'Hara.
Yeah, great pass as she cut the base.
Into the last 10 seconds then. And Israel penalised straight from the restart. There is the hooter, the final hooter. It's the end of the match. A match in which Israel have given their all, and you can see some great camaraderie and spirit there between goalkeeper and goal shooter Berman and Jan Hines. Interesting little leaping technique for conventional, but unfortunately with the same end result. Gibraltar do take the rebound though and can work the ball back in.